Okay, so we've talked a lot about Alex. Maybe we're going to move on and just have a little chat about some of the other players. Well, we can talk about the draw generally, but also specifically the Asian players in the draw.
Right.
So I'm going to go up to the top here. Obviously, the first section here, there's no Asian players in there. Obviously, Sabalenka is there, and you got to say,
Yeah.
probably favorite to get out that section. Although you've got,
I don't
Vondrousova
know.
there.
Yes, I was gonna say when was there, and
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever beaten Marqueta on grass.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So
So
that's yeah,
another
a
former
match
champion.
to watch for sure.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So in the second section, clearly stand out there is Madison Keys, the number 6 seed.
Mhm.
Probably one of players that has a really good chance to win the title with her, the power and her game style.
And
So,
probably Vekic too, because she got to the semis last
right.
year. Yeah. Although
Uh,
her grass season this year isn't as great as it was last year.
Zhang Shuai there. She's coming from
Yeah.
quali. She's probably just it's going to be difficult for her if she does get through to the second round. Going to be against Keys, but probably just happy to
Yeah.
be back in the draw. Another player here, which maybe you have seen. I don't know how much you've seen her. Eo Ito.
I
Um,
have a little, but
from
not so much.
Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she's just here, and I, would have thought maybe with the trickery of her game and the way she does actually like to come into the net sometimes, but like she might actually be able to do well on grass. However, I think she's on a run of 6 matches or 5 or 6 matches in a row lost, and
Oh.
she's also come into this without much preparation. The tournament she just played before this was on clay,
Oh,
so
okay.
I think that's
Interesting.
possibly part on the lower levels in the women's tennis. There's not many opportunities to play in grass, unfortunately.
That's
So I don't know,
true. That's true.
which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure if she's going to be doing, given like her run so far. So normally, I maybe thought maybe if she had some matches under her belt that she might be able to maybe get a win. But if she gets a win, it's going to be difficult against probably Paolini in the second round. So
Yeah.
Eva Lace against Yuan Wei, that's actually quite an interesting first round
Yeah.
match. And
That I actually have never seen Evelise on grass. I think I've never seen her play.
there
I
she
mean,
is.
also Yan, you. I haven't
Yuan,
seen her play on grass. I have
yeah.
seen her play on fast courts. I mean, she did play Seoul last year, right? I remember seeing
Mm-hmm.
her. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, the way
I,
she plays a sort of aggressive
yes.
baseline
Yeah.
game probably could
That's
do well.
yeah. That's a toss up. I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
first round.
I
Yeah.
think so. And then we've got Putin of Kazakhstan playing against
Oh,
Anisimova.
tough draw. Oh,
Well,
that's tough.
Putin hasn't been doing particularly well recently, but in a way, like, okay, she's coming into play Anisimova, who has had a good grass season so far, right?
Yeah.
So she finished runner up in East,
Yeah. Queen.
Queens, right? Right. So, but in a way, like Putin I sometimes think like because obviously she's still got qualities. Like I
Yeah.
sometimes think when you haven't been doing that well and then suddenly you've got a first, a big match in a slam like this, it can sort of you kind of if she comes in with the mentality like I don't have much to lose, then she might actually be able to, uh, you know, get out of this match. But it's going to be
Right.
interesting to see how
That plays out.
that goes. Okay, so the big. Well, there's a few players here that I mean, obviously Ostapenko is. We never know what's going to happen with
That's
Ostapenko,
true.
but she's got quite a tough opener against Kartal.
Right.
It's not easy to play a British player, pretty strong
Yeah.
one there. So that's a potential banana skin, and then obviously the winner might go and play Jabeur in the second round.
Oh, that's tough for Jabber.
Yeah, it's tough for Jabeur. Uchijima is not a player I expect to do anything
Yeah,
here because she's not so good on the grass at all.
really.
So
Okay. I mean, Schneider's good on grass, so
yeah, Uchijima. I mean, Uchijima's had a lot of success on clay. Hard court's okay. Zhang
right.
though here, quite a tough opener for her
Yes, that's tough.
against Siniakova.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah,
Although she did do well on the grass this season, but Sinyakov was pretty good on grass, I would say.
mhm. It's potentially a tricky one, and um, yeah, for Zhang, she obviously hasn't had much success at all on grass before this season. But yeah, I
Mm,
thought she did play a pretty good tournament at Queens. She lost. Um, it was to Miss him over, right? I think in the semis.
yes. Yes.
But was it semi? Yeah, semis.
Yes,
Yeah, but that
semis.
was a pretty, and then she beat Radicanu
Yeah.
comfortably. I thought that was a very good performance, and you can see that she's obviously trying to adjust, and you can see the improvements on the surface. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she's actually able to apply that to Wimbledon and maybe go on a little bit of a run. But it's going to be difficult. Obviously, Siniak, if she gets through, maybe she has to play. Well, I mean, Osaka is on paper. It's the next maybe sort of exciting for her to have Zheng against Osaka in the second round, but probably I wouldn't be so confident in Osaka's chances. What do you think, though, if they were to play in that second round?
I mean, I saw a couple of Naomi's matches in Bad Homburg. She's actually not bad on grass. I think she just sometimes loses patience.
Mm.
And like tries to go for a lot too soon or something. I would say I think she can get through her first round match, but
Mm.
then the second round, that's either way. If it's Katka or Chinwin, that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be hard. But
Yeah.
and then if she goes through that, actually, that the people above that bracket are pretty good on grass too. So
Mm-hmm.
or good servers.
Yeah, it's a little
So
tricky section, isn't it?
yeah,
Um, a lot of
but
players maybe.
I don't know. I think if Chinwen and Naomi meet, who would you give the? They're both great servers.
They've actually played once before. They
And
played
who
on
won?
they
I don't
they
remember
played on
actually.
grass. Zhang won. So
Oh, was
I
that last year or?
think
Pre-
so last year.
okay, okay,
But it was like just like a first or second round match, and yeah,
right,
Zhang won.
okay,
Um, but I think in that particular match, Zhang had a lot of aces. She was going big
right,
in the serves, a
right,
few double faults, but a lot more
right,
aces. So
right,
I mean, yeah, obviously if Zhang's serving really well, it's going to be hard for
right.
anyone to beat her. More so on grass, But
Yeah,
um, yeah, I think it's probably. I would still looking at this section. Maybe Zhang, I'd be favored to get to the fourth
yeah,
round.
yeah.
But
It's a good.
depends who gets there to face her if she can go
Um,
further.
yeah,
Um, Ostapenko, you never know. On her day, she can beat anyone, right?
right.
And then obviously Schneider's there as well. So I think any sort of I think Zhang hasn't been past the third round, so getting beyond that will be a success for her to some level. Okay, so we already talked about there and this section.
Right.
Let's have over there we have Wang Xinyu.
Oh,
Now this
she's
is one
good
of the
on
matches.
grass.
One of the matches of the first round, her against
Right.
Karolina
Yes.
Mukova. I mean, I don't think either player is particularly happy about that
Yes.
draw. Obviously, Wang just came from a final in Berlin, which was a great
Yes.
run. Maybe had chances where maybe she could have won that final.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she's got a pretty big game and yeah, seemingly is comfortable on the grass.
Hmm.
Do you have any prediction of how that might go?
I think it honestly sucks that she didn't get seated. I think she was like what, a
Mm,
slot behind or something, or two or something like that. Um, but I think with the match against Mukhova, if she were 100% healthy, I would give her the edge. But she hasn't been able to hit like a normal backhand in her last few matches.
mhm.
So I would say just based on that this might go to Xinyu. And
Hmm.
then it's a good opportunity for her because Christian and Son Miss aren't really that
Yeah,
proficient on grass yet. Yeah. But
but
then
obviously,
Alexandrova is just there.
yeah, very good.
Yeah.
And Alexandrova is playing Priscilla Hon, who came through qualifying
Yes. Who defeated
miraculously
Dombroko.
saved five
Yeah.
match points.
Right.
And I didn't see the match, but I saw on her social media she shared all the match points, and then there were uh, yeah, really good saves actually. Some of them,
Right.
particularly one. So yeah, I mean, of course, we never know what's going to happen. There's always going to be upsets,
Yeah.
and the draw never plans
Yeah.
out quite
That's
as
true.
you'd expect.
In a slam, it's just, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
do
yeah,
think the draw for Wimbledon is pretty even. Like
mhm,
usually there's one half that's stacked, and then the other one is a bit
mhm.
easier. Quote. But this one I feel is pretty even all throughout the sections. Like there dangerous players in each sections that can be dark horses, but then again Wimbledon is really for me the most open slam on the women's side
Yeah,
anyway from all of the slams.
for
So
sure. Yeah, it's looking much more interesting than the men's. There doesn't seem like there's going to be too many surprises on the men's side. Um, yeah, so
who knows, there might be, I don't know, like Taylor Fritz might win. I
well,
don't,
yeah, I mean, the only way it becomes interesting on the men's side are probably Alcaraz loses early, and that doesn't look likely with his draw at the
mm,
moment.
mm,
Very unlikely.
that's true.
But but anyway, yeah, obviously, we're looking at the women's draw here, and yeah, good chance perhaps for Wang to
Yeah.
go on a good run here and introduce herself to the Wimbledon crowds, and obviously Pegula's there in that section
And
as well.
Tatiana is there.
Oh yes, Tatiana
So
Maria.
yeah,
Ooh.
she's like a dark horse there. But it's also that section's pretty
Although I
tough.
feel like Pegula's probably, I don't know what you
Yeah,
think, would be able to handle Maria's style. Pegula's been looking pretty good.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have they met before? I actually don't remember.
No.
But
I'll have,
I think Jessie is more patient
mhm.
than
Right.
the other players that Tatiana beat in Queens. Not that they're not great players; they're all amazing players. But I think Jessica is a bit more patient in
Yeah.
terms of like staying in the rallies.
A bit
So
more controlled in her
yeah,
aggression.
she might have like, I would, if they do meet, I would give the edge to Jessica.
And this next section is big one, of course. Iga Świątek is there.
Mm.
Doesn't really have the grass pedigree, but she did pretty well in, just in the tournament. Just there, she got to the final in Bad Homburg, finished runner-up, and then we've also got player representing
Of
Kazakhstan, Elena
course.
Rybakina. So former champion. Do we expect probably though it's a pretty good section for Rybakina
Right.
here?
It is.
Yeah,
Maybe Towson is the danger.
Towson, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think. that might be
Yeah, the
like
other players, I don't really see any threat to Rybakina, to be
yes,
honest.
I agree until Dawson, and then who knows if it's who can come out of. Didn't Iga win the junior Wimbledon? I just remembered, like
I mean, I can't
I
actually
think she did.
remember that, but
Um,
yeah, um, yeah, I'd have
but
to
yeah, I mean,
have
I
to
think
check.
she can play well on grass. That she has the game. I think it's just more maybe in the last few years having been the champion in Roland Garros, like the turnaround is just too quick.
Hmm, hmm.
But yeah, who knows this year?
Yeah, it's Kostyuk and Daniel Collins there in our section. I don't know, but yeah, with to be honest though, I mean, you would probably definitely favor
Yeah.
right Rybakina to get out this section, even with those other players there, and it's maybe you would have to say favoring Rybakina. Would you agree with that? Like just this whole half. I mean, the major seeds in there, like you got Andreeva, okay, Krejcikova, Navarro, Pegula, and obviously Swiatek, and then
Mm,
Coco Gauff. I mean, Coco as well hasn't had particularly much
right.
success on the grass. It's not been so comfortable for her.
Right.
So, would you say this is another great chance for Rybakina to get to the
Yeah,
final?
I would say it's at least to get to the quarters and or semifinals. It's a good opportunity. But then
Hmm,
again, anything can happen
hmm.
in a slam. So, but yeah, it's a definitely a very good opportunity for her to get out of this half, the bottom half. There's not a lot of players there that can
Yeah,
like.
the Eastbourne champion there, Maya Joint, is drawn against Samsonova. That's quite a tough
Oh,
one.
that's tough.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a hmm, that's a tough draw.
yeah.
I
So,
feel for
do you
her.
have any like predictions then for who's going to win the tournament? Would you go that far?
No, I would
No.
not go that far. I mean, nobody thought Barbara was gonna win last year. So,
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean,
Gun to your head. If you
oh,
got a gun to your head, you have to pick someone.
no, I don't think I can. Actually, before Queens, I would have said Madison. But
Okay.
yeah, but
I
no.
mean,
Now after that, it's like you saw where she could be vulnerable, and there are players who can take advantage for her. I mean, Vondrusha was looking very good.
mhm,
Let's say
mhm.
it's her. I mean,
You're going from Vondrousova? Okay, wow.
no, I'm kidding. I don't know. And she has a tough draw. I mean,
Yeah, she's not even
that
seeded, so.
section is pretty tough. That's also the section where Emma Raducanu is, and that's a pretty tough section, I think, to get through. But if she does, like,
Mm.
presuming she meets Sabalenka in the third round and she wins, I think Marqueta is the becomes
Yeah.
the player to beat.
Uh,
Presuming that she,
can beat Sabalenka, the top seed. Yeah, it's a big if,
yeah.
but
I
okay.
mean,
That's your
I
dark
think,
horse, sort of in a way.
yeah,
I mean, if you can call a former champion dark
that's
horse, but
true.
um, but I guess if we're going to talk about Asian players, I mean, clearly Rabat. I
Oh,
mean, she
yeah,
represents Kazakhstan. She's going to be the top choice, right?
right.
It's hard to look past her on grass, right?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
her
with
game is so perfect for grass.
and probably
So,
with Zhang, she's just hoping to. If she makes quarters, I think she'd be happy with that. I mean, well, she probably wouldn't be happy knowing what she's like, but like,
right,
I mean,
right.
she
She
probably
wants
should
to
be
win
happy
it
with
all, of course.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I think that basically just wraps it up. I mean, for me, maybe I'm gonna pick for the winner.
Hmm. Who are you
Uh,
gonna? I mean, it's so hard, but
I
okay.
actually like I still think it's possible. for Madison to get
Mm-hmm.
through, because I don't think I think she can build up some momentum
Right. I mean, I
with
would
this.
love it if she wins.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I think that's actually, and then maybe Rybakina. Those are my sort of top two picks then. So yeah, I'm kind of sitting on the fence there, but yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's honestly really hard to pick. I mean, if it was, the US Open or uh Roland Garros, it's much easier to, but Wimbledon is just so open. Like the last two winners have been out of the blue, right?
Hmm,
So,
hmm.
and even the finalists, I mean, not just the winners.
Well, last time I made any prediction in favor of Madison was the Australian Open final, which I predicted her to
Oh,
win. I just yes, I thought she'd win in three before that match, and that turned out to be the case. But like,
right.
yeah, that was obviously
Did you
quite the
predict it
surprise.
before the start of the tournament or like
Yeah.
at some point in the
Oh,
tournament?
not before the start, just before the final, because it was like I thought she would
Oh,
win that, but
yes. I
she was
also
an
I
underdog.
also thought
Yeah,
she was gonna win. Yeah.
yeah.
Like when
So,
she won against Iga, I was like, she's gonna win the final.
mm, 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 mm.
Because that was so tough, that
Mhm.
semifinal. So yeah.
I just think, yeah, if she's able to build up momentum, and I think the draw allows her to, then she'll have a really good chance. And okay, so thank you very much, Leah, for joining me for this talk. And yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to the Wimbledon, and obviously watching Iala, especially when she
Yes.
walks out on the centre court. Uh,
Yes.
any final thoughts you want to say before?
No, no, not really. I just hope that maybe some network in the Philippines picks up, like, is able to stream
Oh,
the match. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but
mm,
that would be a huge opportunity, and it would be great. It's like a good time slot for us, for our time zone. It will be, I think, if it follows the schedule for tomorrow. Carlos is playing 1:30 on center court, so assuming it's 1:30 again on Tuesday, that's gonna be what, 8:30 in the
right,
Philippines. That's like a really good time slot.
perfect.
So I hope someone like tries to get the rights to at least just stream that one match. That's gonna be amazing. Like seeing her walk through the halls and enter center court. That's
Surely they've got to show
I
that
hope. I hope. I hope that's gonna
former
be
champion, or
great.
the current champion, right? So, um, okay, yeah, great. Thank you very much, Leah, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
we'll look forward to that.